Hello everyone, welcome to TestFlix 2023. I'm Bhavana V. I work with Mulya Software Testing, and today I'm going to be talking about managing stress for a positive change. Everyone expresses stress in their life, and yet each person experiences stress differently. If anyone claims that they have never experienced any stress, they may be less likely to have taken any risk or achieved any significant goals in their life. As I said, if stress is unavoidable, what matters is how do we address it? How do we convert stress into an opportunity rather than a threat? Let's look at some of the studies conducted by various international research centers. Scientists have been studying stress and its related health outcomes for over 7 decades. Time and again, they have drawn the conclusion that stress has a negative impact on all aspects of health. In the last year survey that was conducted, it shows that 76% of our Indian employees feel that stress has a negative impact, and over 71% feel that they have either don't have any support from their management or less support from their management. Over a period of time, stress related hazards has increased significantly, and we see there are many cases, health issues are coming up due to the work related stress. So let's look at what is stress and what are the different types of stress, and also learn, is all stress is bad, or is there any stress which is good for us? So the dictionary meaning of stress, or the stress can be defined as a mental, emotional, or a physical tension. Stress is a reaction to any situation where a person feels anxious and overwhelmed. The term stress is always associated with negativity. However, most of us are unaware that not all stress are bad. Small, appropriately timed stress dose ignites a success and helps us overcome challenge and discover our potential. Stress in excess and for a longer duration breaks us down, and our performance also shatters under this strain of chronic stress. So let me take you through my career graph and talk about how did I responded to various stressful events that occurred in my professional life. In 2004, I started my career as a software test engineer, and I was curious and eager to learn, and took whatever opportunity came in my way. Between 2004 and 2008, my learning curve was at its peak, and I enjoyed a great time in my career. In 2008, I quit my job due to personal reasons and wanted to resume after 6 months break. 2008 is the Great Recession period, and due to which my break, which I had considered as a 6 months, went on for 4 years. So during this time, I went through chronic stress, which built up over a while to the point of breaking my strength and making me vulnerable. It created a feeling of helplessness, frustration, and not in control of situation. It also it also disrupted my lifestyle. However, I was persistent and I didn't lose any hope in searching job. I didn't quit my job hunt. And finally, in 2012, I made it to Mulya. That again added stress in my life. But this time, I would like to call it as eustress. So let's look at some of the how do we identify that it's a it's a stressful situation, and how do we address that? So let's look at that. So first and foremost is identifying the triggers. There is stressful triggers is what you need to identify. And when you're not in control of the situation, right? When you don't have a control over the situation, you feel stressed. It can be while managing the project, your deadlines, or people, anything like there's a lack of control. So you need to work. So if it's a people management, or if it's a stakeholder management, or if it is your planning went wrong, so you need to identify what what is that, what is that driving to this stressful situation. So when you don't have a control on the situation, it will lead to stress. When you lack support, it can be from your upper management or your people who are reporting to you, or any kind of support from the cross-functional department as well. So when you lack support, or even your friends and families also comes into picture here. When you lack social support, that creates a trigger. If the management is unfair or kind of biased towards a particular category of people or a gender, then again it creates a trigger, stressful period. If your efforts are not recognized by the management, or they are not rewarding, there's no time to time reward, or time to time recognition is not happening, that will also create a stressful situation, and you are demotivated to take up any new task or any challenging work that comes in your way. And when as we move up in our career ladder, when we take up new roles, we will have to we will have to bring on the skills that is required to execute that role. And if we lack that, then again it is a stressful situation. Identifying what additional skills you need and working towards is going to help, is going to be a helpful situation. So lack of skills to deliver the roles and responsibilities can lead to the stressful situation. Decision is thrown upon you. So if you're in a position to take decision, however you don't have any control, and someone else is making decision on behalf of you and asking you to execute it, will also trigger to stressful situation. Let's not always assume that the workload and the responsibilities is the only cause for stress. There are other triggers which can also lead to that. And if you really love and you're passionate about the work that you do, and then the work overload or the time constraint really doesn't matter, because you love it and you want to do it. However, when these triggers, whether you don't have a control, you don't have a support, or management is not supporting you, your efforts are not being appreciated, so then even though you love the work, you feel stressful to execute it. Now let's look at how do we manage this stress. So once you identify the trigger, the next is how do you manage them. If you don't manage, then it's definitely going to cause impact on your health. The first and foremost is identifying the root cause before even addressing it. You need to know whether it is a eustress situation or a distress situation, because we all have to welcome the eustress situation. It is needed in our life to move, to take us forward. Okay, so we have to welcome eustress, and then and then accept those little challenges, and take us to the next level. At the same time, you also have to be kind on yourself. You need to know what is in your control. Is this situation is in my control? Or if not, you also have to let go of the situation where you cannot change anything. You need to know which battles you can win, or you will have to withdraw from it. You have to build your support network, connect with the people whom you feel very comfortable and calm and open, can have an open and transparent discussion. It's very much needed, which gives you emotional support. At the same time, make time for family, friends, and have a habit of having a hobbies, or cultivating something which is outside your work, because this gives you that mind space which is needed to bounce back whenever you're feeling distress. Okay. We all might have seen people who seem to bounce back from from the repeated failures, and also endure relentless stress. And we think that these people have a different gene, which rest of us don't have. Yes, they do have a different gene. Genetic component plays an important role while handling the stress. At the same time, the other contributing factor is resilience. So you need to focus on building resilience. And as you grow up on your career ladder, building resilience, being resilient is very, very important. So to summarize, you need to know yourself better. You need to know your potentials and your limitations. Don't just go with the flow and try to attempt everything that comes in your way. Take a step back and pause and observe what's happening around you. Work on your decision making skills. Sometimes you have to say no to avoid or prevent yourself from getting into a stressful situation. And fundamentally, you need to bring a shift in your mindset, which tells us that stress is negative. You need to know that there is something called healthy stress, which is needed for all of us to grow in our life. These shifts are very significant, require significant time and considerable effort and discipline. That's where the consistency comes into picture. Whatever we do, whatever the routine change that we have to bring in our lifestyle, we have to do it consistently. So with that, I would like to end my talk with this beautiful quote. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present myself in this event. Thank you, Test Drive. Thank you very much.